man for this. He's also a very, very good friend of mine. And because he's a very good friend of mine, he's going to let me have a go. Great success, everyone!
19th and the last edition of the AFC Cup kicked off in Kathmandu, Nepal, in August of last year. 47 teams have subsequently been eliminated ahead of tonight's finale in Muscat. This is the 2023-24 AFC Cup final from the splendidly appointed Sultan Qaboos Sports Complex in Oman. It is Al Ahed of Lebanon against Australia's Central Coast Mariners. Beautiful conditions to play football. It's a little bit humid, 34 degrees. Temperature is dropping though. Humidity 33%, temperature was 34. It is dropping over the last 15 or 20 minutes or so. Night has come over Muscat, and this is a stadium that is very much familiar to the team from Lebanon. Even though they lost the opportunity of hosting this final, they have played in Oman for many of their group games as a result of the unrest going on in Beirut. Lebanese champions Al Ahed will be in the change strip of all white tonight against the recently crowned premiers in Australia, Central Coast Mariners. The Mariners are on a red-hot streak. Just 11,500 kilometres for those who've decided to make the journey from Central Coast, and some expats, of course, involved here. And the team's gathering at this beautiful little stadium just on the outskirts of the city. Marble steps take you up to the commentary box. Really is a wonderful treat to be here. Central Coast won the toss-up, and they will be in their usual yellow and royal blue strip. Not much of a crowd, but it is still a massive occasion. This is a venue that Lebanon's Al Ahed, the 2019 AFC Cup champions, a match they won against the beautifully named April the 25th of North Korea in Kuala Lumpur, that game. Well, they've called this home in this season's competition. It's their third appearance at this stadium, their sixth in Muscat overall. It is a comfortable home from home for the team nicknamed the Yellow Castle. Substitutes making their way out onto the pitch. It's an all United Arab Emirates refereeing team. UAE just over the border. There is the stadium. I can tell you the pitch is in beautiful condition. Nice and firm, but a little bit of spring in there as well. And it's been well watered, so it should play beautifully. Both teams had a good hour on it yesterday. Of course, that's the first that Central Coast Mariners will have seen of this facility. But for Al Ahed, it'll just remind them what a beautiful playing surface this is. For Central Coast Mariners, wow, what an odyssey. What an odyssey. It's nearly 11,500 kilometres to get here. But that's nothing. This season, in their 6 away games, remarkably in this competition, Central Coast Mariners have travelled 80,000 plus kilometres. So what's another 11,500? However, there is the fact that they were playing just on Wednesday night. They only left on Thursday to get here, so their legs may be a little bit weary. They won their Premier Crown, and they've still got the playoffs to come, and they will hope to repeat last season's remarkable grand final. In fact, it's quite a remarkable story for Mark Jackson and his team. The team that won the grand final last year was decimated by sales, and Central Coast Mariners started off this current campaign with a 4-match losing run, but since then they've lost only 3 times, twice to Sydney in domestic competitions, and once in this competition to Terengganu. It's not been an easy route for Central Coast Mariners. They needed Terengganu to draw, surprisingly, against Stallion of Philippines to ensure their place in the next stage. They also needed an extra time victory over MacArthur, and they were pushed all the way by Adishata in the semi-finals. But here they are in their first AFC final. The club crests out on the surface, just awaiting the teams marching on. For Al Ahed, it has been a remarkable story for them as well. 3 times, it seems, they were on the brink of elimination. Against Futawa in the group stages, they needed 2 goals in the 90th minute to qualify. Against Al Karaba, they needed a penalty shootout to go through. And against Al Nada, 2 goals in the last 8 minutes from Lee Irwin saw them through. But through they are, and they are looking to repeat the 2019 success in which they won the AFC Cup for the one and only time. For Central Coast Mariners, wow, what a season. What a season it has been for Mark Jackson and his team. Can they add another trophy? Can they make it number 2 out of a treble of trophies? They are in fine form. They're being led out by the experienced Danny Vukovic, who's a fine leader of the club and is in scintillating form. But they're up against a team in Al Ahed who are used to playing on the big stage. They're used to the big occasion. They've got Syrian internationals and a Syrian coach to look after them. And although their form isn't great, they are competing at the top of the Lebanese league. They've managed to scramble their way through to this final. And they do have in Lee Irwin a potent striker who knows where the back of the net is. Doesn't sound very Lebanese, born in Bells Hill in Scotland, but has made a super transition. 9 goals in his 19 league appearances. There's the trophy that they're looking to play for. This is the 2024 AFC Cup final. Nobody looking at the trophy as they go past. Central Coast Mariners in the blue and yellow. And the big presence of Swedish-born centre-back Felix Melki is at the back of the line for Al Ahed, just to show the Australians that though they may have 1 or 2 physical advantages elsewhere on the pitch, defensively they will struggle. Match referee is Omar Mohammed Al Ali from the UAE. Let's have a look at the lineups. Al Ahed, well, it's very much the team that has got them through to this stage. It's the team that started in the semi-final against Oman's Nada. Players to look out for, definitely. I think we can look out for Mohamed Haido. 92 international caps for him. He'll be given a free role in the number 10 position behind Lee Irwin to try to score the goals. Syrian presence from Mohammed Al Halak on the left of the front 3, and Mohammed Al Amor. Omar Al Ali from the UAE is the 36-year-old referee, refereed in the Asian Cup and a recent World Cup qualifier. There are VAR officials as well. Again from the UAE. Adel Al-Nakbi and Yahya Al-Mullah, and the 2 respective captains make their way. Hussein Zain, the right back, he's not the club captain. The club captain is Hussein Dakik, who didn't get into the starting 11. This is the Mariners starting lineup. 2 changes from the side that won the Premier. Ryan Edmondson comes in up front, and you look at right back where Antonio Mikel, or Mikel Docker, reverts to right back. Very much looking forward to seeing Jos Nisbet. I've liked the way that he's operated just behind the front 2. Karim Darwish is a high-scoring player who Al Ahed can call on should they require. Alu Kual, also very, very useful. Played in Germany and is part of the revamped Central Coast Mariners team that have done so remarkably well under coach Mark Jackson. There must be a winner tonight. Extra time and penalties if required. And this will be the final staging of the AFC Cup. Next year, Asian domestic football reverts to Elite Asian Champions League, Asian Champions League 2. So at the 19th edition, the Aussies are trying to make a little bit of history for the club and for Australia itself. That is the stadium, absolutely gorgeous, and the conditions, I tell you, are wonderful underfoot. Both teams have got attacking-minded lineups out there. This could well be a game to savour. Lee Irwin of Al Ahed in the white gets us underway in the 2023-24 AFC Cup final. Al Ahed, the Lebanese champions, going from left to right in their chain strip of white shirts with the blue shorts. Central Coast Mariners will be looking to press at every opportunity. That is one of the ways in which they like to play their game. They do press, they do like to get some turnovers, and already there's a little bit of injury. Danny Vukovic is just calling the referee's attention to it as we have a look at the respective coaches. Rafat Mohammed, the Syrian-born coach, former international player who scored his one international goal at this very venue. On the other hand, Leeds-born Mark Jackson, who took over a team that had won the grand final last year, but was then decimated by players leaving, and he's without two of his star strikers. Marco Tullio was transferred in the middle of the season. He's actually their top scorer with 8 in the AFC Cup this year. Glad to say that Mikkel Docker is fit and well. Press coming there from Lee Irwin. Little dink on. Stooping was Hussein Zain. Khalil Khamis, the Lebanese international, one of the 4 players who played in that 2019 final, who were in this starting 11. A long ball looking for Irwin. Kaltak struggled initially. Gio Harris. Ryan Edmondson, signed from Carlisle earlier on this year. And here's Lee Farrell, scored a couple of goals in one of the AFC Cup games I had the fortune of commentating on earlier this year. Scored a lot of goals in this competition. 4 against Saba, 9 in a victory over Stallion. 3 against MacArthur in a really good contest. 4 against Odisha. And 6-3, a victory in Parley as well. Good possessional play. Brian Kaltak, the Vanuatu captain. Joe Harris tries to cut inside. It's being helped out. Here's Nisbet. Patient play and, well, very interesting. Ahed, they are very, very strong defensively, and they do like to break quickly. And the format they've got out there, it's almost a 5 at the back that they're playing. Now they're just trying to squeeze the play a little bit, but not much. 99 Al-Halak is doing the pressing there. Little ball around the corner. Looking for Ryan Edmondson, 22-year-old striker. It's a very, very young Mariners team. You take out the experienced Brian Kaltak, who's 30, and Vukovic, who's 39, and the average age of this team is just 22 and a half. Jackson and his coaching staff have done a quite remarkable job with this team. Kaltak's header. Jacob Farrell, 21-year-old. Farrell being helped out by Brad Tapp. Press coming in from Ahed. There's the danger. They've held on to possession really well. Tapp. Throw-in will go the way of Ahed. Drew 1-1 in their last league game. In fact, their recent form isn't great. Their last 5 matches, 2 wins, 2 draws, and a defeat. Kaltak. Edmondson pushed off the ball, and a turnover in midfield. Happy to play in numbers. Here's Mohamed Haidar. Sierra Leone central midfielder. Number 22 is Walid Shah, Lebanese international with 25. Kaltak stoops to Comper. Now then, chance for Mariners maybe to break here. Plenty of white shirts back though. Farrell looks out to his left to Gio Harris. Nisbet, diminutive, but just doing enough to force the error. And Farrell with the throw-in. Comes back to Brian Koltak. 5 minutes in, the team's just feeling each other out. Dan Hall, 24-year-old. Ballard. It's travelled and very important in the heart of midfield. Farrell once again. Played as a centre-back last year, Farrell, but he's reverted this year very nicely. There's Miguel De Pizio. Trying to spread it wide, but that's comfortable. Or is it? Oh, Nisbet was pressing. And Mustafa Mata had to make a hurried clearance. Plenty of possession here for Central Coast Mariners. Now they can break out, though, through Haydar. Haydar's done well. In his 30s. Now they're pushed forward. Al-Mama in the pink boots. Helped by Al-Halak, the two Syrians. Al-Mama up to the third of the Syrians. Dia Al-Muhammad. Al-Halak made a lovely run into space. Very interesting, Mikel Docker, who is a full-back, but was converted into a right winger. Big master play back at full-back here. Got the nod ahead of Stormroot. That allows De Pizio, who scored twice late on in the semi-final against Abdish, to get a spot in the starting 11. And there is De Pizio, teenager, youngest player in the team. Very keen to close down. Edmonton and Nisbet, the front two. Is Felix Melki, Swedish-born. Lovely touch from Irwin. And this is Haydar. Irwin to his right. 6'2" from just outside Glasgow. And there's Haydar. Good athletic figure of Walid Shaw. Dial Mohammed. So after a spell of Mariners pressure and Mariners possession, it's Al Ahed who are just getting a feel of the football now. Hussein, Melki. Missed the Asian Cup, did Felix Melki, through an injury. His brother played. Lebanon, though, didn't make it beyond the group stages. Very tight defensively. Al Ahed, they've only conceded 11 in the domestic league. Only conceded 8 in this tournament. Long ball over the top, and Vukovic out to the edge of his penalty area. Just readjusts his feet. Back into Mustafa Mato. Signed for Al Ahed for a fee of nearly $350,000 US, which is a record in Lebanese football. Late challenge from Theo Harris. Referee happy to let play go on. Vukovic plays it inside to Maxi Ballard. Farrell. Ballard, and you see the way one of the fullbacks is always trying to get forward. On that occasion, it's Mikel Docker. But the Lebanese champions are saying to Central Coast, you've got to play behind us. At the moment, Central Coast aren't able to do that. Ballard plays it out wide. Mikel Docker. Farrell, very comfortable on his left foot. Theo Harris. Farrell. Flag stays down. And that's cleared just in the nick of time. A couple of the players looking over at the assistant referee there. But that's the first time a ball's been played into the penalty area with any real intent. 10 minutes in. You really do wonder sometimes where Central Coast Mariners get their energies from. But they'll know to be invigorated. They've still got big games to come in the Australian playoffs. They'll hope to repeat last season's grand final, but now focus very much here. Farrell helps it across. Hall. Worked that well into Ballard. Theo Harris. Ballard eased off it. Not eased off it, bundled off it. That's good, strong play by Irwin. Max Ballard's got a degree in economics and commerce and a French passport. Quite some life he's had. Travelled, lived in Malaysia, Sri Lanka, Vietnam and UAE, just over the border. Well, Melky aims it long. Leo wins the target. Very mobile. There's another who's certainly put the travelling in. Lee Irwin. Was on the books of Leeds United at one stage, where Mariners coach Mark Jackson was aware of him. Oh, that's loose from Farrell. Kaltak just has to scoop it forward. That's easily won in the air by Khalil Khamis, who like that kind of a ball. Hassan Shaw, 12-cap international. Hussein. No full press as yet. Edmondson goes over. Maybe just tries to pressurize Khalil Khamis. If there is a weakness at the back for Al Ahed, it's Khamis. Not so much when the ball is played into the air, but when the ball's on the ground. Good defensive work by Brad Tapp. Defence is very much on top at the moment. Almamo keeps it alive. Dia. Walid. And Melky. That's good, strong defending from the Vanuatu captain, Brian Kaltak. Al Halak, Syrian international. Under the radar, though, with so many changes in the Syrian national team, so many of the players from the Argentine top flight introduced in the Asian Cup. Al Halak didn't get much of a look in. It's all the way back to Mustafa Matar. No press that time from Ryan Edmondson. Kaltak. Good protection from Brad Tapp. Was under pressure, but just made the right decision. Put his body between the opponent and the ball. Docker and Farrell. Farrell, a couple of times he's just been a little bit short with a pass. Must trust the pitch. It is a beautiful playing surface. Ballard. Tap. Both these teams score an awful lot of their goals late on in games. Nisbet. Lovely ball round the corner. Nisbet scampers but can't keep it alive. It's gone out for a goal kick. That's what Nisbet can do. He's very sharp in around the edge of the penalty area. Diminutive character. 24 years of age, Josh Nisbet. And Mariners Player of the Season in the 2023 campaign, 22-23 campaign. It's Felix Melki. Al-Halak did brilliantly to hold off Kaltak. And then Haider sweeps it out onto Irwin. Al-Marmo outside of him. Oh, it's just behind Dia. Two in the penalty area, though, looking for Irwin. And the cross is blocked, but there was just an indication of how quick they can be on the break, Ahed. And that's something that Mark Jackson and his team have warned Mariners about. Long throw to come from Dia Al-Mohamed. Jackson looks on, a little bit concerned. Hall's header might come straight back from Dia. Al-Marmo. Irwin. Just caught high, and I think that's going to be a free kick. The foot was high from Christian Theo Harris. Little apology to the big Scot. Yeah, fair enough. Well, for this one, the two centre-backs will progress forward. Felix Melki, number 18, and Khali Hamis, the number 5. And there's the option here for Haider to curl this one in with his left foot. Make it awkward. There's a big space between Vukovic and his defensive line. Will indeed be Haider. Oof. Haider missed kick, but so did the defender. Dan Hall, no real damage done. Vukovic will want to be dominant. Irwin's good in the air. Melki, certainly a threat. Hamis is up there as well. Amama also trying to make life a little bit difficult. Haider with his left foot, or Al-Halak with the right. 5 in the penalty area. It's flicked on, could have gone anywhere. Lee Irwin got the flick on at the near post. And if you do get that first touch, it's so difficult to defend. Al-Halak again. It was Haider who curled it into the near post flat. This time goes a little bit longer, and good claim by Vukovic. Good whip on the ball in, awkward for the goalkeeper. There's the first ball in, and it could have gone anywhere. Melki was trying to get there. Farrell it was, I think, who off the arm, but no way that that is going to be considered a penalty. Well, they scored 40 goals in the Lebanese league. Ahed generally focus on defending first. Just twice this year they've scored more than 1 goal in a game. Di Pizio was looking for Edmondson. Runs through to Mustafa Mata. That's a rarity these days, a long kick out from the goalkeeper. Kaltak is in there, ahead of Irwin, but this will break out wide to Ahed. Ahed try to knock it in behind Jacob Farrell. Farrell does well. Gangly, left footer. Docker just pulled out of that challenge against Al Marmar. That could be something for Al Ahed to try to exploit. If they can get Al Marmar down onto Docker, who's more comfortable going forward than he is defending. Late from Waleed. A little word from the referee on to Mohammed Haider. Waleed so athletic and tried to win the ball back in that position, and Haider on the ball, very capable of picking out the pass or putting in the shot. Farrell and Kaltak seen a lot of the ball. Hall. Again, you see the fullback has gone forward an awful long way. Hall eventually has to come back. Finds the hard-working Brad Tapp. Farrell. Kaltak. Well, everybody within about 50 yards, 40 yards of the Lebanese team's goal. No real space there. Ballard, little dink over the top. Pizio was making the run. Nice idea. Very difficult to execute, though. Defence is very much on top in this opening quarter of the game. Referee just hurrying things up a little bit. Hall stretches Al Marmar. Nice first touch. He's got Dia Al Mohammed outside of him. Al Marmar. Waleed. Hassan. Just trying to play in between the lines. Little give and go. Al Halak. He's operating kind of as a number 10, Al Halak. Sweeps it over, and it's cleared away brilliantly by Vukovic. Lee Irwin denied by a wonderful save. Irwin does everything right with his header, gets away from his man. Well, VAR are having a little look to make sure that didn't go over the line. It didn't. A wonderful save from Vukovic, 39 years of age, got down really well to his left-hand side. We'll have a look on the replay as soon as we can, but Central Coast, at the moment, just trying to build something. Ballard. Edmondson, Ballard. Pizio would come in narrow. Leaves space out wide for Mikel Docker. The Brazilian gives the ball away. Won back by the teenager. And a second chance for Docker. Edmondson to the near post. That goes across the face of the goal. And maybe a chance for us to have a look at the save at the other end of the pitch. Ball eventually comes in, and Irwin does really well to hold off Farrell. Terrific header. And that's really good goalkeeping. Big stretch of the left hand. Al-Halak's cross in, Irwin's header. Full eye on the ball. This will be a great example. Terrific goalkeeping. Nearest we come to a goal, 24 minutes in. Farrell. Well, Farrell had been barged off the ball by the Bells Hill-born Irwin. Miguel Di Pizio, how wide is Docker? Brazilian looks for Nisbet, who's been quiet. Irwin hoists it high. Says to Al-Halak, you try and go against Dan Hall in the air. No way he's going to come out on top of that. That's just a physical mismatch. Referee Omar Mohamed Al-Ali very happy there's no foul there. There wasn't a foul. But because Al-Halak is down, just checking that he's okay. A drop ball. What are we, 27 minutes in, remains goalless, AFC Cup final. Ryan Kaltak, Central Coast Mariners in the blue and yellow. Australian Grand Final champions looking to repeat that. Against Al Ahed, the Lebanese champions, 1 point off the lead in the current league table. 7 matches to play in their season. Here's Farrell. Nisbet again, great movement from Nisbet and Edmondson! And it breaks through this time. It's Mata who goes down to make a good save. Nisbet's lively movement around the edges of the penalty area finds space. And it breaks first to Edmondson. He can't get a clean shot on it, and then it's Di Pizio at the back post, who can just get a little toe, but there's the danger. The ball round the corner. Indeed, it's come off the left-back Dia. All-action shot there of the Syrian-born coach. Rafat Mohammed, clearly unhappy. He will have told his team about Nisbet's darting runs. Given away by Ballard. Irwin. Almamo. Well, the game's livened up. Two teams are looking to play football. Al Ahed happy to sit back a little bit and hit on the break. Almamo virtually playing as an additional left-back. Central Coast having to be patient. Nisbet, lively again. Farrell. Farrell's shot, comfortable for Mustafa Mata. Worth a go. Just curling away from the international goalkeeper, but he's a secure pair of hands. Ooh, Vukovic. Al-Halak. Ooh, twice nearly caught Danny Vukovic out. Is that experience or overconfidence? But whatever it is, he's got away with it. Farrell. Nisbet. Played out wide from Tap. Asks an awful lot of Ducker. There's the ball in. Edmondson can't get there, and just stretching was Miguel de Pizio. Stop that run, go with that run up. That's the job of either Walid Shah, the number 22, or Hassan Shro. Nisbat's ability in that little number 10 position, so important. De Pizio. Khalil Khamis gets over, and that will be a corner, the first of the game for Central Coast Mariners. It's livened up in the last 5 minutes or so after a rather tepid opening 25. Good chances at either end. Now a corner. They've come short. Theo Harris. Little give and go. The left foot of Theo Harris once again. Can't get away. Hassan helped out by Al-Marmo. Al-Marmo looks forward, and Al-Halik might get there. That's an important challenge. Gosh, that was an important challenge by centre midfielder Brad Tapp. Farrell. Ballard. And again, it's Ballard who made the interception before, my apologies. Farrell out wide. Theo Harris into the penalty area. Too many white shirts there. Walid gets in front, and it breaks off Farrell to Kaltak. On to Ballard once again. Trying to play in De Pizio. You could see the idea from Ryan Edmondson. Signed from English football at the start of this year, Ryan Edmondson. Got a couple of goals in 12 appearances in the drive towards the Premiership. There's an injury that'll be just required to get some attention. It's the centre-back, Khalil Khamis. Now, they do have a natural replacement on the bench if Khalil's in trouble, and it looks like he might be in trouble, Khalil Khamis. Well, the crowd's grown just a little bit. A couple of the local Muscat expats from Lebanon. Not a huge crowd, but a nice little atmosphere. Clapping, enjoying the occasion, enjoying the balmy weather. And as treatment is given to Khalil Khamis, he's just stretching out at the moment. I think he's going to be okay. Central Coast Mariner fans back home in Australia. It's in the early hours of the morning. There's a radio team from the club who followed the team through thick and thin. Looked pretty thin about 5 years ago, but there's been a real renovation in the team, and largely based on young players. Many of these players have come through the academy. Brad Tapp, the number 26, is one such example. Well, after the accidental drinks break, Khalil Khamis can get back onto the pitch. Then we're back to 11 versus 11. Goalless in this AFC Cup final. Great chance, wonderful save at one end for Lee Owen. Denied by Danny Vukovic. And then at the other end, first Edmondson, and then De Pizio. Couldn't get on the end of a lovely cross in from Josh Nisbet. Kaltak happy to go back to Vukovic. Well, when Danny Vukovic started playing, that kind of playing out from the back would not have been on the agenda, nor would a ball across the face of your own goal. But football has changed, and this Central Coast Mariners team have adapted to it beautifully. Largely a new group of players this season. Hall. Mikael Docker to Ballard. Nisbet. Nisbet, right-footed effort this time. Gosh, he's been lively, Josh Nisbet. Really lively player. Difficult to catch hold of. Just in between the lines, as the coaches like to say. And here's Rika, right foot. Won an international cap against Lebanon. Ironically, did Josh Nisbet. But this Mariners team is not filled with Australian international players. It's very much a team. Farrell comes flying through the back there of Haydar. And that could be a talking to. It's not a yellow card, it's just a talking to for Theo Harris. Runs a little bit, you heard the squeal. They can be painful. Just a little nick on the ankle as you're going through pace. It doesn't look a lot, but it doesn't need a lot for that to be very, very painful. But we remain goalless. 37 minutes into this cup final. There must be a winner tonight. Oh, Matar put in under real pressure by Melki. And Matar proves that anything Vukovic can do at one end, he can do at the other. Almama, lovely little touch to Dia. Hassan can't get there. It'll break to Ballard. Ballard loses out to Haider. He loses out to Kaltak, onto Farrell. Central Coast trying to make progress on that left-hand side, but just a little bit too tight for Christian. Theo Harris. The game for the purists. There's lots of nice, neat football, but not much of it is penetrative. Irwin, lovely turn. Haydar, Irwin, beaten into it by Tap. Haydar, he's the player who, if they do go through the middle, he'll cause the most problems for Al Ahed. If they go wide, they've got Al Halak and this man, Al Mama, capable of getting crosses in. Haydar, though, dropping a lot deeper. Ooh, that was inviting for Ryan Edmondson. Thought he had a hint of an interception there. Al Mama. Mikael Docker behind him. Played into space, but Hall has got time to pick out Vukovic, who punts it forward. No nonsense on that occasion from Danny Vukovic. Haydar. Well, if that comes off, what a pass that is. That's fully 60 metres from Mohamed Haydar. Opened up the game wonderfully. Al-Mama, Haydar on the edge of the box. It comes out to Hussein Zain. Zain helps it into the back post. Al-Mama, great hands from Vukovic. Wonderful, wonderful long pass, though, coming in. Clash of heads on the far post. But Vukovic made the save, but what a pass earlier on. Then Hussein hangs it up to Al-Mama at the far post. Both defender and striker after the header comes in. Good save gloves from Vukovic, but earlier on, what a pass from Haydar. 60, 70 metres into space, behind the space of Mikael Docker. I do hope our director shows that one again, well, just while there's a break in play, because it really was wonderful from Ahed. It dropped a little bit deeper. This is the ball in. This is the end of the move. Defender's got every right to go for that again. Good goalkeeping. Gets over to his near post well, watches the ball safely into the gloves. Al-Mama, not the best in the air. Not the most prolific of goal scorers, just 1 goal in 18 league games, but there's the man who's come closest to scoring so far, Lee Irwin. Scotland born and bred. Played for Motherwell, but has also plied his trade for Tractor in the very, very tough Iranian league. And when we get underway, after a second inadvertent drinks break, there will be a throw-in and given back sportingly by Al Ahed. It has been a game played in a very, very good spirit, got to be said. Here's Farrell. Central Coast Mariners shorn of the top scorer in this competition. As we break outside to Docker, he crosses in. That'll be a corner. Hussein Zain was looking for Edmondson. Was the cross when it came in? Hussein Al Zain covering from right back does well. It's a man who's won 6 championships with Al Ahed, and he was part of the team that won that AFC Cup 5 years ago. Gosh, where does the time go? I remember that game like yesterday. Second corner. Targets tap at the back post, and Caltech doesn't get there. But there's a break on here, and this is the pacey Hassan Shaw. And he's got support coming in from Irwin on the far post. Al-Halak just inside of him. Plenty of Mariners back, though, in support. And Waleed has to go backwards. Now, for a moment, it looked like there's a real break on there, but good work ethic from the Australian champions. Al Zain. Oh, that's taken a deflection. Hall gets in there ahead of Al-Halak. Important header. Al-Mama, the Lebanese champions, coming on strong at the end of the half. Al-Mama once again. Hassan. Dia leaves it to Hassan Shaw. Hussein Al Zain. Closed down by Theo Harris. There's Haider playing much, much deeper, and it's a lovely, well-weighted pass out wide to Dia. Hassan. Mohamed Al-Haider. 44 minutes gone. Really good possession coming in at the tail end of this half. Al-Mama. Waleed. Nothing going on down the left-hand side, so they'll try down this right. Again, Haydar is the man who's just trying to make things happen. Waleed Shaw. Dia. Al-Mama. The Syrian connection. Al-Halak. And there's that trio once again. Dia. 2 in the penalty area. Looking for Irwin. It's well defended on the edge of the box. Theo Harris was back. Michael Docker can't get it clear, and that could break to Al-Mama. It does indeed. Irwin gets a flick on. Edge of the area is Haydar. He's really come into his own in the last 10 minutes or so, Mohamed Al-Haydar. Nearly 4 years of age now, Haydar. But that spell of pressure comes to an end with Waleed's foul. Central Coast will be happy to have survived that. There's the foul. Wally, that's the second he's done like that. He needs to be careful. Just breaking up the play. Long ball forward. Goalkeeper out. At the feet of Ryan Edmondson. Melky. The athletic Hall. Nisbet. Looking around the corner for Farrell. He goes down under pressure, wants the foul, doesn't get it, but will get his team a throw-in. 90 seconds into the 4 minutes of time added on at the end of this cagey first period. Ryan Kaltak, the Vanuatuan captain. Farrell. Around the corner once again, looking for Edmondson. Well, he's been a willing worker, the number 99, but it hasn't really come off. Only had the one chance. Came to him onto his weaker left foot. Has been trying to run the channels, but has been well shackled by Khalil Hamis and Felix Melky. Mustafa Matar, the 28-year-old, bashes it forward. 2/3 of the way into the Mariners' half. Melky heads it up. El Zain, he hoists it forward. Kaltak has to be secure here. He's a little bit short. Irwin, a chance to play in. Al Halak, cover is there. Al Mama, big chance, and Brian Kaltak will be breathing a huge sigh of relief. He's short with the header. Irwin just doesn't land properly for him. He unselfishly sets up Al Halak, and then it breaks to Al Mama on the edge of the penalty area. 34-year-old couldn't keep the shot down. That's a chance for a man of his finishing ability. Maybe that explains his finishing ability. That is a big chance. Ironically, it came from long ball forward, forcing an error. Khalil Hamis does well, gets the better of Ryan Edmondson. Lots of neat and tidy football from both teams, but it is goalless at the end of the first 45 plus 4 minutes. Good defensive work from Hall and Kaltak generally, and at the other end Felix Melky and Khalil Hamis have really kept it very tight. Josh Nisbet has been lively. He created the best chance for Central Coast Mariners. Save a moment of the first half came from Danny Vukovic, a wonderful save to his left-hand side to deny Lee Irwin. But it has been cagey. It's not been dirty, though. Referee Omar Muhammad Al Ali hasn't had an awful lot to do at half-time, though, in this AFC Cup final from Muscat in Oman. It is the Lebanese champions Al Ahed 0, Central Coast Mariners of Australia 0. Possessional stats just in favour of Central Coast Mariners. Shots 3 each, 2 on target. Passing accuracy above 80%, 2 corners apiece. So stats, other than the possession, very, very similar. We look forward to the second half. We'll give you some highlights and some features, and I'll be back with you just before the start of the second half.
Away! Hey! Hey! Away! 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 Hey! Hey! Away! Hey! Hey!
Finally, I can guys the game. Yeah, no. What do you think the score will be? I think Australia 2-1 for Australia. But you cheer for Lebanon. I know, but they're a better team. That's yeah. Let's see if you play. Maybe we can have one more prediction. Come. What do you think the result will be for this match? I don't know. I mean, I'm hoping that Australia would win, but you never know what's going to come on that. We cheer for Australia. Yeah, for my friends. So where are you from? I'm from England. And I live in Russia. Oh, that's nice. Let's see what the score is going to be and stay tuned. We end up this match.
A very warm welcome back to the Sultan Qaboos Stadium in Oman. It is half-time. Well, the second half about to get underway in the final of the AFC Cup, and a change coming the way of Central Coast Mariners. Ronald Barcelos, a winger, signed from Portimonense in Portugal on loan. Brazilian former Grêmio and Flamengo junior. He is going to make his way onto the pitch for this second half. Number 22 will come on the right-hand side. United Arab Emirates referee, Omar Mohammed Al Ali, just checks it's 11 on 11, and the second half will get underway imminently. So the one change of personnel. That's the venue. The Sultan Qaboos Sports Complex in Muscat. It's kind of a home from home for the team in white, the Lebanese champions, Al Ahed. They created the best moments in the first half, but it remains goalless at half-time. Second half of the AFC Cup final underway. Central Coast Mariners from Australia in the blue and yellow, going from left to right against Lebanese champions Al Ahed in their chain strip. There is the substitution that has just been made. Ronald Barcelos is on. Officially down as Ronald Arantes Barcelos. And he will come on this right-hand side up front for Central Coast. Ahed immediately revert back, almost 5 at the back. Mikael Docker is trying to progress down the right-hand side for the Australian champions. And Al-Mama is there covering for him. Let me quickly run you through the teams as Brad Tapp drops in. I'll wait just a second. This is Jacob Farrell. Al-Halak was there. Nisbet, dispossessed. That's well dispossessed indeed by Walid Shah. Al-Halak, number 99. Ball goes out of play and a chance to give you the lineups. Al-Ahed, Mustafa Matar in goal. The back four, Hussein El Zain, Felix Melki, Khalil Khamis and Diaw Al-Mohammed. Walid Shah and Hassan Shah in midfield. Mohammed Al-Mama down the left, Mohammed Al-Halak through the middle, and Mohammed Haydar operating where he wants to and in real style as well, with Lee Irwin, the Scottish striker, up front. Central Coast under the guidance of Mark Jackson. There's Nisbet, slides it through onto Farrell. Excellent play by Farrell. Shot comes in, is blocked off. Miguel DiPizio has dropped over to that left-hand side in place of Christian Theo Harris, who's been replaced, and that's a good play by Walid. Just read the intentions there of Ryan Edmondson. Al-Mama cleverly round the corner onto Walid. And Walid draws the foul. So Central Coast, Danny Vukovic in goal. Back four of Mikael Docker, Daniel Hall, Brian Koltak and Jacob Farrell. Brad Tapp and Max Ballard in the heart of midfield. Miguel DiPizio's moved to the left-hand side. Josh Nisbet, the number 4, and kind of as a number 10. And Ronald Arantes Barcelos has come in on the right-hand side. Ryan Edmondson leads the line. Kaltak wins that, but Al-Halak is first to the second ball. Hussein Al Zain drives it across, and Kaltak got back to defend his 6-yard box. That's good defending from the Vanuatu captain. Hassan spreads it out wide. Hussein, this is Melki. Swedish-born, Lebanese international. 6'4", the big centre-back. That's well played by Barcelos, won the ball back. So it's a dual Brazilian threat down the right-hand side. Dan Hall. Fijian is the heritage of Dan Hall. He spent some time in China. There's a real story behind many of these Central Coast Mariner players. Oh, they'd love to have an AFC Cup to hang around their medal for the 11,500 kilometre journey home. Right then, DiPizio tried for the give and go. Nisbet decides just to start things off once again. Farrell. Edmondson is potentially a target man, but there's two giants there, so you can't just fling the ball in. Central Coast are being very patient. Docker was trying to make a move inside Al-Mama, who shadowed him well. Right then, DiPizio's cross. That's a real good defensive work at the back post. Diar it was who did the excellent work. Nisbet lays it off. Nisbet again. A deflected shot there for Barcelos. Khalil Khamis with a wonderful defensive... well, it wasn't a clearance. He just got in the way of a player coming in on the far post behind him. Well, the Lebanese champion started the or ended the first half really well. It's the Australians who've started the second half the better. First corner of the second half, their third of the night. Pressure on Mustafa Matar. It's into the side netting. It'd be another corner. That near post corner can be so difficult to defend. You can see it's Farrell getting in there, and Brad Tapp again to be hung in by DiPizio. Another corner off the fingers of Mustafa Matar. This just comes to the far post. There's no pressure on him, only from his own player. He's just done well to get a little touch to that, because Hall was in at the back post. It's a fine header out by Waleed. DiPizio couldn't keep it alive. Sorry, Brad Tapp it was. All-action man in the heart of midfield, Brad Tapp. Tapp loses out to Hassan. Marcellus. Won the header. Oh, Khalil Hamis. Nearly a disastrous miss kick there. You do feel that he's the one you can get at. Not so much in a physicality manner, but certainly in a skills manner. Here's Al-Halak trying to show some skills at the other end. The Syrian closed down beautifully. Lee Irwin, still Irwin, brilliant tackle. Superbly timed tackle by Kaltak. Nisbet retains possession for the Mariners. And there is Kaltak. Tap. Doka. Does like to get toward Michael Doka. Marcellus cuts inside to enable Doka to take the space out wide. Up at the other end, DiPizio. Here is Mikel Doka, who can shoot from distance, much better than that. That is so far over the top, it bounces into the terracing or the seats a long way behind the running track. Always under pressure. That's good play from Hassan Shrour to get across. Good physical battle there between Irwin and Hall. Vukovic, who keeps it in play. Waleed thought of the shot. Instead just goes outside to Hussein El Zain. Two in the penalty area for Hussein. Hall does really well just to hook it clear. Nisbet. Encouragement for the Yellow Castle, playing in white, ironically. Nisbet comes out wide. Max Ballard. Remember, both these teams have a real reputation of scoring late, particularly in this competition. Indeed. Ahed were going out of the competition in the group stage until 2 goals beyond the 90th minute. Saw them beat Futawa by 2-1 and qualify as one of the best losers, best second-place teams. Here's DiPizio. Well played by Melki. It's a corner. It's come off the Giant centre-back. It's the third corner of this second stanza. Mikel Doka goes over. Ryan Edmondson, 1 target. Farrell's in there. DiPizio on the goalkeeper. Tap also on the goalkeeper. James clears. Kept alive by Hall, onto Barcelos. Wriggles his way, and earns another corner. Fancy footwork by the Brazilian. Referee just having a little word with all the physicality at the back post. 6 in a line on the edge of the 6-yard box, defending for Ahed. Well defended by Haydar at the expense of another corner. Oh, this time it's a goal kick. So real pressure from the Mariners. And well defended, skillfully defended. The Lebanese champions. Molten AFC Cup ball. Used for all AFC competitions. Got to say the conditions and the welcome here in Oman have been great. Difficult to get to, admittedly, but the conditions are great. When it was decided that Beirut couldn't host the final, this was an obvious choice. Maybe not for the Australians. 11,500 kilometers away. By the time they go home again, they will have done over 100,000 kilometers in travel. They've been to India, they've been to Bishkek. Bali was kind of like a short flight. On the Gold Coast, Central Coast. Where else did they hit? They hit Terengganu in Malaysia. They had to go to the Philippines. And in all of that travel, just one defeat. At Terengganu. On the very first match day. Hussein Al Zain wins the throw-in, and there's going to be a first change for Al Ahed. And it's going to be Haydar, who was so influential. He's given a really good hour, just under the hour, and it's going to be a natural replacement. Ali Al-Haj. The highlight from Haydar, a brilliant 70-yard pass that caused problems. But at 34 now, he can't last the full 90 minutes. Start with him, see what you can get. And the replacement is 25-year-old Ali Al-Haj. 13 international caps for him. Big hug for Haydar. Al-Haj takes over the responsibilities. Maybe just drop into that same position. Or maybe Al-Halak will have the chance. Irwin loses out. Nisbet through a ruck of players. It's a good clean strike from Ryan Edmondson, but easily seen by Mustafa Mata. He's looked very secure, and the shots have come directly at him. Positioning has been good. And a little bit wayward, trying to make an instant impression as Ali Al-Haj, and too much on that. Kaltak. Farrell just had to work hard. Well, Mustafa Mata has gone down, holding his calf, having just made a good save. And looking comfortable. I didn't see there was anything particularly untoward. I hope it's nothing bad for him. Very secure goalkeeper. On the bench, of course, we've got a youngster, Sharif Azaki, and also Shake Webe. But neither have got a lot of experience behind them. Here's the shot that came in. Edmondson. It's not the shot that causes any problem. That's comfortable. That's routine for any goalkeeper. I'm wondering if it's the distribution afterwards, because he bowled it out to the right-hand side. And maybe he's just twisted a knee or something, but it was his calf he was holding. Get the old magic spray out. It still works, even in these modern days. And let's have a stretch, but that is a concern. Expensive signing, just come back into the team, or into the squad for the 2023 season. More changes being planned. Mustafa Mata getting up, signed from Salam Zgata in 2020 for a record fee. Was sent on loan to Tripoli and Al Aroba, but all the while he was looking to cover Mehdi Khalil, who's a giant figure, dominant figure in goal. He's gone to play in Jordan, but hopefully Matar is okay. And after that break, there's going to be another change for Central Coast. And I think we're going to see the introduction of the exciting talent, Alukuol. Indeed, yeah, it's a straight replacement. Ryan Edmondson replaced by Alukuol. Five goals in 25 appearances this season in the A-League. So a Premier title to his name. Tap. So second change made by Mark Jackson. There's another man down over on the far side. I tell you, with all the miles that they do, all the games that they've played, fatigue will be a factor. Of course it'll be a factor. You can only run for so long on adrenaline. Again, you're hoping this isn't serious, but 11,500 kilometers on a plane in economy. Yes, you can stretch as much as you want. You might even have two seats to you, but it certainly plays into you, particularly off the back of a grueling period of A-League matches. You had all the travel, and you can see it is becoming a factor. Storm Roux is preparing to come on in his second spell with the club. We hope for Di Pizio it's not a major problem. If he does have to come off, there's an automatic solution. Storm Roux will go in at right back, and Mikael Docker will push a little bit further forward. I think that change is going to be confirmed. Yep, 39, Miguel Di Pizio off. Scored a couple of late goals against Dishata to secure the position in the final for Central Coast, but he'll see no further part in this game. And indeed, Storm Roux, New Zealander, is on. So 2 enforced uses of the substitutes time. Farrell comes forward. Roux is available on this right-hand side. Look at Nisbet, though, still twisting and turning. Ballard. Farrell out wide. Docker does brilliantly. Melky also defended wonderfully well. Roux. Barcelos. He's looked lively since he came on. Takes the wrong option there. Has to go a long way around. Is still driving forward. Nisbet. A late challenge coming in from Al-Halik on Farrell. Both were committed to the ball. Farrell was just more determined to get there first. And wondering whether the referee is hanging around just to give Al-Halik a yellow card here. There's no intent. He's going for the ball, but it certainly is dangerous. Farrell is there. Yeah, he's committed to the challenge. He doesn't go in full throttle, which is rather lucky, I feel, for Jacob Farrell. Oh, no yellow card for Al-Halik. It's in keeping with the spirit of the game. It's in keeping, I think, with the fact that that is just a coming together. And to this correspondent's eyes, anyway, it's a sensible decision. Plenty of blue and yellow shirts forward. Ding ding. Oh, it's just away from Quoll. Just away from him. Can't wait to see the replay to see how close Adu Quoll is to this. Well, it's a straight ball over the top. It's a difficult one. Even if it got there from the behind angle, that just shows you how difficult it was. But from the side, you thought if he was running onto that, real opportunity. Midway through this second period, it's still goalless. AFC Cup final. We're in Muscat, the Al Caboose Sports Complex. Hall has to be quick. He's a good athlete. Quoll loses out to Hamis. Roux. Lovely ball by Docker. Barcelos. Only one in the penalty area, and that's Nisbet. Barcelos goes to the byline. Corner kick. Oh, it's indeed come off Barcelos for a goal kick. That's wonderful defending from Dia Al Mohammed. But Barcelos has proved to be a real handful down this right-hand side. Either cutting it onto his left, or as he did there, going for the byline. And that's brilliant defending and great officiating as well. It's come off the Brazilian. Sign from Portugal. That is a goal kick. Quoll. Hacked back by Waleed. I do like the way the referee is interpreting these fouls. There's nothing sinister in anything that we've seen. So no yellow cards. You've seen yellow cards given many, many times for that kind of a foul. But again, to this correspondent, it's in keeping with the feeling in the match. It's being managed by the referee. Hussein Al Zain just stretched enough. It's been a much shorter route to the final. 12 matches for Central Coast Mariners. Break off in a minute. Lee Irwin Ali Al-Haj. Dispossessed by Barcelos. He's rather enjoying himself out there. Josh Nisbet. Docker's gone outside of him. Docker again. Flag stays down. Nisbet. Brilliant defending. Melky. He's made 3 superb interventions. Getting around the corner. Doesn't dive in. Just closes the space. Takes a big long stride and closes the angle. Almost like a goalkeeper would. Just nowhere there for Nisbet to play the ball in. Nonetheless, 6th corner of the game. Docker has got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 in the penalty area. And good, solid goalkeeping by Mustafa Mata. He's then just impeded. Good safe catch. Well, I'm not sure what went on there. Was there a little clip on the heel? No, nobody in front of him. It's one of the great mysteries of modern football. Mustafa Mata hits the deck, and Melky hits a 60-yard ball to the other goalkeeper, Dani Vukovic, who, having made a wonderful save in the first half, hasn't really been called into much action in this second. Launched into an old-school long kick out. Al-Mama. Dia fires it into Walid. Al-Mama can't keep it alive. The longer this game goes on, the more worried just about everybody will be about a defensive error. Storm Roux with the throw-in. Hall onto Melky. He's been really good. Al-Haj onto Al-Mama. Irwin. Wanted the foul, Irwin. Instead, Josh Nisbet can come forward. Mikel Docker looks to get a shot away. Never really on there. Farrell might. Nisbet. Docker. Ooh, first touch took him away from goal. And Al-Halak can sprint away. Gets away from tap as well. Valtak is in. And Valtak landed awkwardly, and I think he's caught Al-Halak. Referee's playing on. Al-Halak is in some discomfort. In the meantime, here's Nisbet. Al-Halak is now up and about, so he wasn't in as much discomfort as I thought. Storm Roux. Tap. Farrell. Oh, that's a sliding challenge. That will be the first yellow card of the game. Hussein Al Zain, histrionics to say, I didn't touch him, but he flew him. You do that in the modern game at your peril. Yellow card, first of the game to Hussein Al Zain. Farrell has to take evasive action. And a free kick in a dangerous-looking area. That's a free kick 1,000 times out of 1,000. Mustafa Mata needs to be alert. Plenty of big players at the far post. Tap, Kaltak, Farrell. Cole's in there as well. They've got a bit of physicality. Ballard is just to the right of the kicker. He wants more in the wall, does the goalkeeper Mata. He wants more in the wall, and he's not getting the response from his defenders. So much going on here. Khalil Hamis does a good job. It was just dinked in. No real pace on it. So the 29-year-old central defender comfortably able to do that. Fifth corner of this second half. All the pressure has been from Central Coast Mariners. They do score a lot of their goals late on. Docker's got 6 to aim for. And that time, there was a blocking off the goalkeeper, Mustafa Mata. So often that kind of blocking isn't seen. Free kick, though, goes... There he is, Barcelos just runs around him. And that is a free kick every time. Easily seen by the referee. Here's Walid. Al-Haj. That's in the first half. It's a game for the purists. There's plenty of attempts to play football. Plenty of attempts to play the game the right way. But not much penetration either end. Ballard does well. Oh, and then Walid just catches him. That's been a good battle. The ball was moving, though, from Maxi Ballard. Well, Al-Halak is down again. Eased off the ball by Farrell. Yes, a foul. Possession to Ahed as we have 12 minutes to play. Must be a result tonight. Extra time and penalties could come into play. It was 1-0 the last time Ahed played in an AFC Cup final. That was against April 25th, the team from the DPR Korea. Halil helped it forward, looking for Al-Mama. Dan Hall fires it high into the Omani sky. You can imagine what Central Coast Mariners are thinking if this does go to extra time. They played in the rain to secure the Premiership in midweek. Now they're in the humidity of Oman and facing potential extra time. Talking about the variety in the number of games. 8 games for... Oh, lovely ball around the corner. Storm Roux squares it. Nisbet onto his right. Nisbet blocked. It breaks. Barcelos is brilliantly defended. Clear chance, though, for Josh Nisbet. And excellent defensive work from Ahed. They put bodies on the line there. Irwin's on the floor in the centre circle, but there's a defender on the floor on the edge of his own 6-yard box. Khalil Hamis making a wonderful block here, because Storm Roux gets through on the right-hand side. Lovely ball to Nisbet, gets away from Walid. There's the first shot, and the second from Khalil. I don't know why he's hurt. He's okay now, but it's wonderful defending from the big centre-back. Just the kind of work you want from him. And that's going to be a yellow card for Walid. There's a little bit of nonsense off the ball as well. Barcelos and Khalil Hamis. Well, the free kick had been given. Barcelos played it, and Hamis didn't like it. That's good to see. Max Ballard helps Walid to his feet. Walid will pick up the yellow card. Walid sure. 27-year-old has had a really good game. It's been an intriguing battle between him and Ballard in midfield, but there Mikkel Docker just had that little bit of extra pace and is brought down by Walid. into the final 10 minutes. Hassan. Here's Vukovic. Hoists it long, looks for Alukwal. Hamis is there. Tap. Oh, he's been dispossessed, Tap. Al-Halak cuts inside. Looks to get a shot away. Lovely ball. Hassan Shaw. Side netting. Desperate defending from the Mariners once they give them the ball away. Hassan Shaw yet to score this season. Now here's a change. And it's going to be Hussein El Zain, the right back, coming off. And to be replaced by a guy who normally plays centre-back, No Mansour. Now, whether that means they're going to revert to a back three, be interesting to see that. No Mansour is on. 34-year-old, 67 international caps. As we have a look at the effort from Hassan, Brian Kaltak did well. And Vukovic had his angles right. Kaltak didn't fully commit. And again, great athleticism. It looks like there's a little glove save there from Vukovic as well. If it was, it's not been given, but if it was, it's vital. Well, definite change, I feel, in the tactics of Al-Ahed. That's around the corner. Qual has scored! Under the goalkeeper. And the substitute, Ali Qual, on 83 minutes, has given Central Coast Mariners a vital breakthrough. It's just a small posse of Mariner fans, but they are very happy indeed. Alukwal, played in by Bosellos. The angle's against him, but it's gone through the goalkeeper, Mustafa Mata. He's got his angle right, he just can't close his legs in time. And for their second half pressure, that is a fair reward for Central Coast Mariners. They've got something to hold on to. The 22-year-old made his name with a goal for the Olyroos at the Under-23 Asian Cup in 2022. 8 goals in all competitions, make that 9. Fantastic for the Australians. Now then, what have Al-Ahed got in response? Just before that, they'd gone to 3 at the back. Here's No Mansour. They've rescued themselves late already, twice in this competition. They need to do it again. Mata. Oh, just clipped. He took a real gamble, Mustafa Mata. Well, he's looked safe with the ball coming at him. With his handling, he's looked very good, but otherwise, no, I don't see an awful lot there either. Qual is wondering why the referee has given that, and Mata, I think, has conned the referee there. Irwin, lovely touch from Irwin. Strength from Irwin, then loses out. Almama loses out to Ballard, who's been a tower of strength in the heart of the Mariners midfield. Now then, a little bit of keep ball for the Mariners. And they could add a second trophy in a week. Hall and Kaltak. They've certainly warranted the goal. They've had the pressure. They've wanted to take the game to the Lebanese champions. There's Nisbet, Kaltak. And belatedly, Ahed tried to press up a little bit and maybe do a little bit of pressing on Dani Vukovic. Goes long, Cole is there ahead of Melki. 3.5 minutes to go, plus time to be added on, and there won't be a lot. Haven't been many stoppages. Here's the Syrian, Al-Mama. Ali Al-Haj finds Walid. Alu Kwol, the goal that has the Mariners in front. Dia, it's over Irwin, and there's nobody coming in behind him. Only one white shirt in the penalty area. You're a goal down with 3 minutes to go in the final, and only one man in the penalty area. 2/3 possession to the Australians. Here's Walid, but they need to defend. Irwin to Walid, still Walid. And that'll go out for a corner kick from Kaltak. Nervy moments there, as for once they tried to pour forward. The change is coming. Karim Darwish. Darwish is on. German-born, 25-year-old, 9 goals in 18 matches in the Lebanese top flight this year. A clear threat. Irwin on the line. 5 more in the penalty area. Hoisted to the back post where Darwish is. It breaks through to Dani Vukovic. And that will be a free kick for Central Coast Mariners. Gosh. Another change. The hard-working Brad Tapp, who's been excellent in midfield. Looks like he's about to be replaced. Harrison Steele comes in, 21-year-old central midfielder, another graduate of the academy. Diminutive figure, 5'4" for Harrison Steele. His job will be to make sure nothing is given away in the remaining, well, 2 minutes plus. Steele goes straight into that central midfield position. Goal scorer Cole gets in the header ahead of Melki. Docker. Being excellent, Docker. 3 positions for him. Right back, right up front, and left of the front 3 as well. Here's Hassan. Darwish. Free kick. Al-Halak wants to get on with it quickly. 20 seconds of normal time remaining. Has to be careful. Gosh, that nearly ran a long way there for Al-Haj. Nisbet. Terrific. But given away. Melki then loses out to Kwol, and free kick for Central Coast Mariners. Melki doesn't like the decision. It's a fair enough one from the referee, though. And the Mariners are seconds away. Oh, 8 minutes away. Where did 8 minutes come from? Oof. I suppose there were a couple of injuries. The longest one to the goalkeeper, but that 8 minutes will really be a boost. Rue is in there. Big challenge comes in from Halil. And Ballard on the receiving end. Rue with a challenge there on Halak. 8 minutes does seem a long time. Just working through it. There's definitely been the trainer on the pitch on 3 occasions. One quite a long one. There'll be multiple substitutions. 4 different stoppages for substitutions. So technically, you can justify it. Plus the celebration after the goal. Al-Halak hoisted forward. Steele loses out. Brilliant from Irwin. Al-Halak is there. Al-Halak versus Rue. Where's the support? There it is from Al-Haj. Al-Haj, edge of the box, deflected and comfortable for Vukovic to step on the ball. There was a pincer attack around the corner for Vukovic. He was aware of it, though. Needs to be careful. He's not done for time wasting. Hoists the ball high, high into the Muscat sky. Halil Khamis is there. Nisbet, contender for man of the match, as is this man, Mikhail Doka. Too early to go into the corners, and it's not the Mariners' way by the looks of things. Ryan Kaltak. Nisbet, beaten into it by Normanso. Walid Shaw. Melki comes out left, he's got Dia. Al-Halak. 2.5 of the 8 minutes have gone. Alu Qual's goal separates the teams, puts one hand on the trophy, the handsome AFC Cup trophy, being competed for since 2004. It's the 19th final. Al-Haj, can he get to the byline? Yes, he can. Irwin, chance to shoot for Irwin. What a block. Body on the line from Kaltak, of course. Walid. Al-Ahed belatedly throwing bodies forward. Melki wants somebody short. Melki has to be careful under pressure from Qual. Furious with his teammates, Melki, but now's not the time to be furious. Headed back by Stormroot, and Vukovic goes to ground and can buy a little bit of time. 39 years of age. Said what a way this would be for him to come towards the end of his career with his club. Second spell at the club started here. What a season he's potentially ending with. Free kick the way of Al-Ahed. They've scored twice beyond the 90th minute to save themselves once already in this tournament. They've scored twice late in the semi-final to save themselves. Is there another late show? Al-Halak looks for Irwin. It's over Irwin. Farrell has to get there. Farrell has to be careful, and is. Doka, cleverly done. Nisbet hoisted forward to Qual. A break is on here. Barcelos, his introduction important. Referee's going to have a word there with Dia Al-Mohammed for pushing Ronald Barcelos. The Syrian left-back did react, not awfully. We're back underway. Melki hoisted high. Irwin the target. Irwin gets the header. Farrell hoisted clear. 2.5 minutes between Central Coast Mariners and the AFC Cup, a first for Australia. To be fair, it's their first season in the competition. Headed on. Oh, high in the sky by Kaltak. That's awkward. Comes down to the edge of the box. Al-Haj. Al-Haj twists and turns, and what a challenge by Farrell. Al-Haj pulls it back, and Kaltak calmly plays it out. Scary moments for the Mariners. Doka brilliantly holds on to possession. Steele, this is clever by the Mariners. Storm Roux holds on to it. Ballard. Ronald Barcelos brought down. That will be a free kick and a yellow card for Melky, and also a chance for the Mariners just to eat up some more time. Third yellow card of the game. Felix Melky. "90 seconds. Mariners players, there's we see the goal played in. One substitute to another, and Kual through the legs of Mata. And that could be the moment. It's not the prettiest of goals. It's a lovely run from Kual. And played in. Mark Jackson making the changes going forward, and they've been effective. Well, Ahed just eating up their own time. Bare-chested Mariners, bare-chested Central Coast fans. Kual will try to take it into the corner. Tries to get a deflection off Melky, doesn't work. But they've managed to eat up a good 30 seconds. Will soon be into time added on. Final whistle goes. It's gone a little bit early, but Central Coast Mariners, they have won the AFC Cup. A late strike from Alu Kual on 84 minutes, the difference. They seem to want the game just that little bit more. They had more intent. Brilliant performance from Max Ballard in the heart of midfield, and from Josh Nisbet. Halil Hamis goes to the match referee to complain about something, but the only thing they could complain was he blew maybe 20 seconds early. But Central Coast Mariners, what a week for them. What a season for the Mariners. Kaltak outstanding, particularly in the terrifying last 10 or 15 minutes. Vukovic, a wonderful save early on. But victory for Australia at AFC Cup level. And there will be a trophy to take on the 11,500 kilometre journey back to the Central Coast, to the Gold Coast. Wonderful, spirited performance. And deservedly so, a victory for the Mariners. They took the game to Al Ahed. Al Ahed, we thought, might play a defence-minded game. In the end, they did. They had their best spell towards the end of the first half, but didn't really show up for the second. And so there's frustration and disappointment for the team from Beirut. A late goal eventually ending their AFC Cup campaign. It's finished here at the Sultan Qaboos Stadium. Central Coast Mariners 1, Al Ahed of Lebanon 0.
Congratulations. How does it feel to score the winner in the AFC Cup final?
I'm very happy to score the winner, but I'm just very happy we got the win and to secure a trophy for Australia, and for my club, I'm very happy.
You came on in the second half. What did Mark Jackson say to you when you came on?
He just said give the boys energy and work hard and just work for the team, and I got the reward for it.
Congrats.
Thank you very much. Thank you.
هارد لك. شو كان الفرق بينكم وبين فريق الاسترالي لتقدروا تفوزوا؟
يعني مثل ما شفت المباراة، بعتقد المباراة كانت 50-50 مع كل القدرات اللي عندهم اياها هن كفريق استرالي. بعتقد نحن قدرنا نتفوق بشكل كبير، مثل ما نحن كنا كمان عارفين قبل ما نفوت على المباراة وصولنا لهون هو انجاز. كان يعني بودنا نكمل الانجاز ونحقق اللقب. هيدا الفوتبول في رابح وفي خاسر. نحن بكل الاحوال نحن بنعتبر انه فخر كنا لبلدنا، وعملنا اللي لازم نعمله واكثر بالامكانيات اللي عندنا اياهم نحن، واللي قدموا لنا اياهم اكيد مش النادي، البلد اللي قدم لنا اياهم. بعتقد نحن اللي عملناه مش مثل ما قلنا مش انجاز، هيدا اعجاز. فانا بحب اول شيء اقول مبروك لكل الشعب اللبناني ولا نادي العهد ولا الجمهور، ونحن خذلناكم بس الحمد لله. يعني هيدا الفوتبول بالنهايه.
هارد لك حبيبي. ضل.
Match stats for the AFC Cup final. Central Coast Mariners 2/3 of the ball, 10 shots to 6, 4 on target, including the all-important goal. More passing accuracy, a deserved win. More corners, more pressure, more desire, and that despite an 11,500-mile journey. The AFC Cup will be going back to Australia as we await the award ceremony in front of a small but very enthusiastic Australian crowd.
Please welcome to the stage the dignitaries of the Asian Football Confederation and the local organising committee for the presentation of medals and awards to the officials and the players of the AFC Cup 2023-24 final.
You join us for the victory ceremony for the 2023-24 AFC Cup. A match won by Central Coast Mariners of Australia. As the delegates handing out the prizes from the organising committee make their way onto the stage, there'll be a number of prizes handed out, not just about tonight, but for the whole competition. Muscat in darkness, the Sultan Qaboos Sports Complex. A jewel of a stadium, a jewel of a pitch. It wasn't quite a jewel of a game. It was a jewel, different spelling. Very physical, but Central Coast Mariners coming good with a late 84th minute goal from Aluqual, having been played in by Roland Barcelos.
To present the commemorative medals to the referees of the final match.
Match referees, I did like the work of Omar Mohamed Al Ali from the UAE. Recently back from the Asian Cup, had some World Cup qualifying matches, but he and his team all from the UAE. Mohammed Al Mohammadi, the assistant referee, Jassim Abdullah Yusuf Abdullah Al Ali, fourth official Sultan Mohammed Salah Yusuf, fifth official Hassan Mohammed Al Mari, and the VAR officials Adil Al Nakbi and Yahya Al Mullah. They did a fine job. 3 yellow cards handed out in the match that was played in a very good spirit. I suppose in some ways the lack of a big crowd to egg players on calms things down a little bit, but the players certainly were very, very disciplined. They were courteous, if committed. Match officials coming through. They work hard as well. I was out here last night and they were training hard, doing their sprints, making sure that they were fit and ready and warmed up. And VAR not required, I'm delighted to say, in this AFC Cup final. It's here, and it's here to stay. But ideally, it is there just on the rarest of occasions. There was one look at a potential, did the ball cross the line moment in the first half? It didn't. That was just the VAR officials having a look. The TV screens illustrated that the look was taking place, but no action was required.
Your Excellencies, ladies and gentlemen, the Fair Play Award goes to Central Coast Mariners.
Fair Play Award goes to Central Coast Mariners. Danny Vukovic will go up for the first of a bevy of prizes for him and his club. Vukovic made a wonderful save in the first half.
The award is presented to the team who has performed the greatest merit throughout the competition in the virtue of fair play.
Mariners have travelled a long way. They played a lot of matches. This is lucky 13. No yellow cards for them in the final, just to illustrate that they are a neat and tidy ball-playing team. Vukovic will be a busy man, I feel. He's going to have his photo taken officially.
24 top goal scorer award goes to Marco Tulio Lemos from Central Coast Mariners, who scored a total of 8 goals throughout the course of the competition.
Marco Tulio.
Unfortunately, Marco
scored
Tulio
8.
Lemos is not present today to receive the award in person. Nevertheless, we applaud him for his excellent goal-scoring record in this tournament.
That's what Central Coast Mariners were missing. It's a remarkable, remarkable triumph, this. Angel Torres is also a key player who's an absentee for non-football related reasons. Tulio was sold to the J-League, but still top scores in the AFC Cup with 8 goals. MVP award.
And the most valuable player award goes to Antonio Mikel, Central Coast Mariners.
Antonio Mikel Docker gets the MVP award.
The most valuable player is awarded to the player who has shown excellence in play and his overall contribution to their team during the entire tournament.
Key contributions. 4 goals in all. 2 against Odisha, an important victory on way to this final. The Brazilian today operates in 3 different positions as well, just to show his value to the club. That's a fine performance by him. Right back converted into a right winger. Was with Santos from the age of 10. No appearances. Ducked around the lower leagues in Brazil, and then was signed by Nick Montgomery for Central Coast Mariners. And now to the runners-up.
Your Excellencies, ladies and gentlemen, please welcome onto stage the runners-up of the AFC Cup 2023-24, Ahed FC.
Ahed, led by the Syrian coach, who's got every reason to be very, very proud of his team, Rafat Mohammed. They never gave up in this tournament. They should have been down and out on at least 2 occasions. Penalty shootout wins, 2 goals after 90 minutes. 2-0 down on aggregate in the semi-final against Nara, scored twice to come back. Behind them, the support team, who must now focus on domestic football, where they're still in the race to pick up what would be a 9th league title. They're 1 point off the lead, and there's 7 games to go in the Lebanese top flight. When Haydar went off, there was a change in the momentum of the game. Hamis was solid and strong. Normanso only came on just in time to see the goal. Farham, who's been injured all season, what they could have done with his trickery, the number 71. As the substitutes come through, 24, Hassan Farhat. Alongside him, Mohamed Zabib. And the substitute goalkeepers. And then on to the players the 14 who got onto the game. Excellent performance by Felix Melki, big 6'4" player. And Lee Irwin up front, denied by a wonderful save in the first half. The boy from Bells Hill's done well. Had a fine career, and he'll be hoping to carry on. Yeah, Al Mohammed, one of the trio of Syrians. Behind him, you've got Mohammed Al Mamo, Walid Shaw, one of the 3 who picked up a yellow card. Cracking battle in midfield, Hassan Shaw, the number 12, going through. Club captain Hussein Dakik played in the 2019 winning AFC Cup team, but not part of a winning team on this occasion.
We now invite Richard Peel, chairman of the Central Coast Mariners, and Hashem Haydar, AFC Vice President, to present the champions of the AFC Cup 2023-24. And finally, let's welcome onto the stage the champions of the AFC Cup 23-24, Central Coast Mariners.
Nice touch, the man who's been responsible for the resurgence of Central Coast Mariners, Richard Peel. the president, he gets to hand out some of the medals. There he is up front, says to Mikel Docker, thank you, my boy, thank you. This is what football is all about. These are the kind of weeks that owners dream of. Docker and Kaltak, subject of a FIFA film about how he led Vanuatu in their World Cup campaign. Ballard was wonderful in midfield. If he does leave, as we suspect, he's going to be a big miss. Theo Harris taken off at half-time. The match winner, Alu Cole. Wenzel Hills, one for the future. Good striker. Storm Root, experienced defender, second spell at the club. The Kiwi back on and played an important role defensively. What a performance that was from Daniel Hall, alongside Kaltak at the heart. Late substitute coming on was Harrison Steele, 16. Unused subs, Gingris. Excellent performance from Brad Tapp as well in the heart of midfield. And Farrell down the left-hand side. Worked really hard. Nathan Paul, again, a young player of immense promise. This is a young team. Hopefully this time, they can keep it together. They won the Australian Grand Final last year and lost virtually half their team. And what a moment this is for Ryan Edmondson. He was playing for Carlisle, relegated from the English League One last week. Well, he moved here, and Barcelos came on and made such an impact. Farrell at left back, big moment for him. And then the backroom team come through. Big hugs for them as well. They've done a great job. Of course, Mark Jackson. Remember when Western Coast, the Mariners came into this season, they lost their first 4 games. Who could have thought at that stage that this team would go on to win the Premiers, to win the AFC Cup, and to be top-seeded when it comes to the playoffs? And they'll be hoping to repeat their grand final triumph of last year. But when you saw the players who left and the coach who left, it is a story that is scarcely believable when you add in 100,000 plus kilometers of traveling to get to this point for the AFC Cup. And they will be pinching themselves. It's a story to write home about. And there is the man who's made it all responsible, all possible, Mark Jackson. It's 1,000,000 miles from Milton Keynes. It's 100,000 kilometers for this AFC Cup triumph. And Danny Vukovic at 39 in his second spell at the club. What a proud moment for him.
Your Excellencies, ladies and gentlemen, Hashem Haidar, AFC Vice President, will now present the Champions Trophy to the Central Coast Mariners. And the champions of the AFC Cup 2023-24 is Central Coast Mariners!
They are your champions of the last AFC Cup final. Number 19, but for Central Coast Mariners, a season to remember. Congratulations to them, the champions. They will take that piece of silverware, 11,500 kilometers back home to Australia, and then they'll get on with what they hope will be a treble-winning season. We do hope you've enjoyed our coverage of the AFC Cup. To the team behind the scenes right the way through from the start of this competition in Nepal, in Kathmandu, in August of last year. 49 teams have competed for this competition. There is only ever one champion, and this time it is the champions of the AFC Cup, Central Coast Mariners.
On behalf of the AFC and local organising committee, we would like to thank everyone for your effort towards this AFC Cup 2023-24. Have a very safe journey back home. Thank you.